All right, brother. Happy New Year. We got another episode by the numbers. We're starting the year off right with
Yeah, we
episode
are.
51. What have we got going on tonight?
We got Headliners Only, a Netflix special. We got Freelance starring John Cena. We got Fried Bread and Something and Me. I forget, it's a long title, a short title, but I don't understand it.
Fry bread face and
Fried
me.
Bread Face. That's a Netflix movie. We have Butcher's Crossing, which is on Blu-ray and VOD. And what's the last one? Time Bomb.
Time Bomb.
Y2K documentary on Max. Those are our 5 movies this week. We were supposed to have Iron Claw, but I couldn't get to it in time. So I apologize for anybody that watched it already for the show. That it is my bad.
Well, that's okay. We're going to push that to next week. But in the meantime, let's get rolling. You ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready, man.
Cool. Let's do it. What's up, everybody? Thank you for joining us as the Faces Radio podcast presents By the Numbers, where we check new releases, we review them, like them or hate them. We let you know what we think. And I'm your host, David, aka the 4K Lowdown, and my co-host is
Rich, aka Turner Fan 77. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing okay, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, actually, man. It's the new year. I don't do the whole new year, new me shit. I'm still Fat Rich in Faces for Radio.
Yep.
Won't change.
Unfortunately, I have to no longer be Fat Dave for much longer, but unfortunately, health issues have basically put the kibosh on me eating what I want, and I now have to lose 35 pounds by September. So
you can do it.
I can do it. I think it's possible. I think I can do it. I'm not going to be happy about it, but you know what? I'm just gonna deal with that. In the meantime, I have what my doctor believes is a kidney stone that is causing excruciating pain. But until that passes, I'm just going to have to deal with that. Yeah. But
they can't break it up.
No, not unless it's blocking or making me bleed, which it hasn't. So I mean, I can tell it's moving. So it's just a matter of time before that. Before I'm fully dilated and I give birth to a bouncing baby peanut. Until then, we're going to take a look at the chat and see who's there to say hi. Harrison is here.
Harrison.
And good to see you, my friend. My best friend,
What's up, Michael.
Good to see you. Yeah, we're running a little late today. This is this month. We got a little bit of a schedule issue, so we're going to run a little bit late for the month of January, but then soon we will resume our original time.
Yeah, it's my doing. I take full responsibility for it.
Yeah, I wasn't going to throw you under the bus, but since you did it, I
we're full disclosure here. We're not the U.S. government. We're transparent.
Yes, we are. We're one take, so we never pause it or anything like that. It's just it is what it is, and this is what you get. Caveman is in the house, Guy. Good to see you, my friend.
How you doing, man?
Thank you for joining. And Corey is over on your channel. Corey, what's up? Thank you for being there. It was great having you on New Year's Eve with me, or it was New Year's Day for you because it was already midnight when he jumped on. But I had a blast with Corey and Nate on New Year's Eve to ring in the new year for me. And
I was sawing logs. I ain't gonna lie. I had to work more.
Great talk. Reed, good to see you, my friend. And yeah, saying hi. Love it. All right. So we unfortunately had to detour from seeing Iron Claw.
Mm-hmm.
However, I did get to see it last night, and I can't wait to talk about it next week. But we are not talking about it this week. Instead, we substituted Time Bomb Y2K, which was a documentary on Max. and
This
I
sucks.
don't know. That was not a suitable replacement, bro.
No, it was not. I was watching it and I was like, oh, what the heck? Yeah, I was regretting it.
Yeah, I was regretting it too, and I'm like, really?
But, well, don't worry. You picked a movie. I think you picked this movie that we had to watch for next week, and you're a dick for picking it. That's all I'm saying.
Well, now I got to see which one that is.
Yeah, I was warned by our brother in arms.
Oh, well, yeah, I picked it. I know which one you're talking about now that I'm looking at the schedule for next week. I was like, well, it's getting so much acclaim that I figure we need to watch it and review it. I personally am not interested in watching it.
Mm-hmm.
But
I like the dude in it. He was in Hiroshima, Irish. What is that called? It had Colin Farrell and that other dude, the Irish movie from last year.
I'm thinking Bonfire of the Vanities, but that's not what I'm like. I know what you're talking about with the, with the dude that was Mad Eye Moody and Colin Farrell, and they were going against each other. Yeah, it had the kid who got
he's an Eternal
supporting actor or something. It was like best supporting actor nomination or something like that. He's in there. It looks like it's got a good cast. It just looks really, it looks really demented.
Oh, but wait, I wanted to hop in a train because I don't fly I don't fly. We're gonna hop a train to California and kick you in the dick for what you made me watch.
Well, if you're gonna hop on a train and come over and kick me in the dick, then I've got a couple days that I can buy some time. And you know what? By then I'll probably pass that kidney stone. So
yeah, that's true. That is true.
Or it might make me pass the kidney stone. But yeah, no, I wanted to punch you in the throat with this one.
I deserved it. I totally deserved it.
He can't wait to talk about Iron Claw. Yep, sorry, K-Man. That's going to be next week. But this just keeps you coming back for more because next week we're going to talk about Iron Claw. It's not that we tried to suck you in or anything, but you're stuck. In Bruges, In Bruges I liked that one. That was good. Man, I can't remember. I remember we talked about it. It
was a good movie, but it was one we never watched
and stuff like that. We were like, oh my god, this thing's gonna get Oscar nominations and stuff, and it is freaking slipping my mind.
Didn't Kevin Branagh direct it?
No,
it wasn't Kevin Branagh. Maybe it was.
I don't think it was Kevin Branagh. Or Kenneth Branagh.
Kenneth Branagh, yeah.
Banshees of Inisherin. That's what it is.
Kind of close.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I said Bonfire of the Vanities.
And I said Hiroshima. So wrong country.
The Banshees of Inisherin. Yeah, that word it was you needed subtitles even though they were speaking English.
Right.
But yeah, no, it's got that kid in it. And but yeah, the cast looked good. It looks creepy. And I don't know if I'm gonna like it or not, but yeah, that's coming up on the watch.
I had to pause it a couple of times. Like, what the fuck did I just watch? There's just no way I watched that. Then I rewound. I was like, yeah, I watched that. It was yeah. I'm gonna say this. What was that movie you made me watch?
The gross one that you Oh, that was Excision.
Okay, this is. I think it's trying to top Incision in this movie. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
That's
who knows? I might like it then.
You probably will.
I mean, like, you know what? My demented brain. I was like, okay, I'm not too. I'm behind that.
Yeah.
But have you seen the movie Perfume?
No.
Okay, so it's Alan Rickman, Dustin Hoffman. It's a period piece, but it's also very disturbing and creepy. But yeah, I wanted to recommend that you watch that at some point because I want to get your take on that.
Yeah.
But besides that, so let's go ahead and get that out of the way because the rules are, we always talk about what we're gonna do, and basically we take these 5 movies, we watch them, we review them, and then we take the average score and we rank them from 5 to 1. Well, I do that. And then I present them in order. We talk about them, we give our scores, and then we present the card at the end to say, okay, what's the whole deal? How did everyone else think about it? And let's go ahead and talk about our number 5 movie this week, which we were already talking about. Time Bomb Y2K. Check this out.
Using 2 digits rather than 4 made good economic sense.
But when workers advanced clocks to the year 2000,
the world could melt down. Our systems are broken.
We've got a problem with a couple of digits.
This has to be solved.
It's almost like a black hole. The closer you get to it, the more it speeds up.
And this is where, so this is Time Bomb Y2K. It's an HBO original. It's on Max right now. And I don't know, it's about 25 years too late. Is it me? But it's like, why would they do this now? Is it like, okay, you think COVID was bad? Hold my beer. Watch what we did on Y2K. Because there was this worldwide panic. I can't tell you how much crap that me as a computer person that I had to deal with, because I was one of those people on the front lines trying to work code and figure out how to break Y2K. And I've got nice little revelation on that before, as we get through this, but I'm going to save that till the end. But yeah, Brian is in the house. What's up, Brian? But yeah, this was nothing I wasn't familiar with. And why wasn't there anything new? It was just a bunch of crap.
Yeah, everything was already known.
Yeah, everything was already known. All this stuff had already played on the TV. There was stuff I recognized from before. They just smashed it together. They didn't have anybody talking to anybody now about it, or anybody interviewing people.
It was all stock footage.
It was all stock footage and bullshit from what they were dealing with between 1995 and 2000. But yeah, I was like, this.
It was boring too. It was very boring.
Worthless. I didn't need to see this.
Yeah, me neither.
This didn't make any sense. I mean,
the only thing I liked about this was when that dude called out that dude with the bug eyes on CNN. I hate that guy, but I'm glad that he called that other dude out. That's the only enjoyable thing that I liked about it.
Which part? When he was like, you were saying we're all in danger, and now you're saying that.
Well, he was talking about how he was selling everything, and then you got this on sale here.
Yeah, he was selling.
And you paid for an ad
and clocks and stuff, and he had a website, and he was selling all this kind of stuff, doing this whole e-commerce thing. Yeah, I remember that dude. Office Space is a great film to watch about this particular topic. That was Peter's whole job, updating the banking program to go past 1999. Yeah, and that was my job at the company I worked for. So Y2K seems so overblown, even when it was actually happening.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there was a major thing with Y2K, because when people program stuff, they hard coded the year to be 19 blah 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 for the last 2 digits, and when we rolled that, it was going to roll to 1900 and everything was going to go to shit. It turned out it wasn't such a hard fix. It just had to be applied to everything. But I mean, because I was there on the front lines just working code, trying to figure out how to do it, and I'm like, and it was funny because there was an epiphany that we had that they didn't even mention in this documentary. So it was kind of funny when they interviewed the guy that was in the White House that Clinton appointed and said, "You're the dude to fix Y2K." And he was like, "I've never been anything but honest with you guys. There's nothing that's been hidden." Well, here's something that's been hidden. And I, just take this with a grain of salt because it's already over. The problem wasn't so much changing from 99 to 2000. The problem was changing from 2000 to 2001. Oh. That was going to be so much worse than the whole Y2K bug, because it would have to go, oh, wait, I'm in 2000. Now I'm going to 2001. I can't do shit. And everything would have shut down. That was the biggest problem that I had to deal with my company. And it may have not been the same anywhere else, but it was going from 2000 to 2001, which was the really big problem. Never said shit about it. They just went, nope, we got it all fixed. Yeah, everything's good. And yeah, but I was like, I remember when 1999 rolled and we were all watching, you know, the ball drop and all that kind of stuff. And I remember my stepmother was like, oh man, the shit's gonna hit the fan and we're all gonna have to, you know, live in huts. And I'm like, no, nothing's gonna happen. Everything's fine. You don't have to worry. Everything's fixed. There's not going to be a problem. Now, the following year, there will be if we don't get stuff fixed. But that was all resolved by March or April of 2000. But yeah, that was the biggest issue, and they never talked about it in this documentary. I was hoping to get some sort of neat little revelation that I didn't know about, or something that was never mentioned before. But no, there's nothing to this. If you, I would say, if you were not around during Y2K, and Harrison, I'm looking at you. Well, you were around, but you were like in diapers. So, but if any of you guys were not around during Y2K and you don't know what that was all about, it might be okay to watch this because you were okay. Let's see what kind of panic this was, and this was like what COVID was. How we all panicked for that. Only this panic lasted for years, where it was just like, it was crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was something I really didn't want to relive. And I didn't care for all that kind of stuff. I can't believe you're late, Jay, because we went a half hour late. I was waiting for you.
Late.
And you're still late. But yeah, so yeah. So this, I don't think this is worth a watch. If you're interested in the Y2K bug, there's some useful stuff if you don't already know, but this is really just a hodgepodge of crap that they already said 25 years ago. Yeah. You get a little bit of Leonard Nimoy and you get a little bit of other dudes and people, they interview people and they're like, oh, it's a hoax.
You get some Matrix clips.
Yeah, some Matrix clips and some Max Headroom stuff. And I'm like, okay, they put it together nice, but I don't care. I was like, I don't care. I was really hoping for some kind of revelation and there wasn't. So no cookies for you, Jay, but happy New Year. That's correct. But I mean, for what it was okay. It just
I was bored out of my mind.
I bet you were bored. I was bored out of my mind. I think I paused it a couple times. I'm like, you know what? I need to make a sandwich or something because I think I went on my phone. I know I went on my phone.
I was on my phone while I was watching it.
But yeah, I mean, I guess it's okay. But as far as documentaries go,
yeah, it was a dud. This was one of our worst ones so far.
This was a dud. I didn't care for this. But let's go to our highlights on it. So for me, I mean, we've actually changed our scoring system. And for that reason alone, I gave a good score for the subgenre because the subgenre is history. So this is documentary history. It's about something that happened in the past. So as far as what happened, it is mostly accurate. So that was my high score. I actually gave that a 9. But otherwise, I gave a 7 for the visuals. I gave a 7 for the genre because it is a documentary and it is talking about stuff. I was around for the story, so that kind of worked for me. Rich, you were like 6 was your maximum for the trailer.
Yeah.
And then other than that, all 4s, 3s, and a 2 for sound. So you actually gave it a way lower score than I did, but I think we both agree this is not worth seeing. Jay don't need no cookies. I'm trying to lose weight too, but yeah, cookies are a trigger food for me. But let's go to our final scores on Time Bomb Y2K, which pretty much blew up in our face. coming in 5th this week. IMDb is giving this a 6.6. Rotten Tomatoes critic score 75%. Audience score 60%. Rich, you gave it a 34. I gave it a 61. Average score 47.5. But yeah, what a way to start.
Yeah, I apologize to any guys that went out and watched it. That was my bad. Well, actually, we didn't post it, so it was just
we didn't post it, so nobody had to watch it except for us.
You, Dave.
We were the only ones suckered. I mean, knuckled. I mean, we had to do it.
Yeah.
All right, what do you think comes in number 4?
Look, let me look at my scores here. By your reaction, Fry Bread facing me.
All right, so let's take a look at our number 4 movie this week.
He said I could go to Fleetwood Mac.
Devil music. Stevie Nicks is a witch.
And this is how my summer began.
Press the gas! One hand on the wheel and a cigarette on the other. What's a lesbian? A woman with hairy underarms. You don't have any hair under your arms.
So Rich, is that your lowest score ever? No. His lowest score is we'll talk about it tomorrow night, but his lowest score is a 27.
And I'm pretty sure I know what movie it is.
I'm pretty sure you know what movie it is too. So Fry Bread facing me comes in 4th, and dude, I did not.
This movie.
I did not like this.
Is it great? No, but I like the story. I like the kid. I
did like the story.
I don't know. I liked it for the most part.
I came to appreciate the story as the movie went along, but that first scene in the restaurant with Fleetwood Mac and all that bullshit, I was like, no, I don't want any part of this movie. This movie's gonna suck. They can't act their way out of a paper bag. There's like wet pasta in the restaurant. And then it was like, oh, going to the reservation. And now the reservation looked familiar because my grandmother was a social worker and used to take me out to the reservation in Nevada. And that's what that looked like. A bunch of trailers in open desert. And it was awful living conditions, but they made it work. So that was familiar. And then I don't know. I can't. The kid, the little boy, he got better as the movie went along.
I agree.
I liked the girl. I liked the girl that they called Fry Bread Face.
And I love the baby doll head just get randomly falling off.
Yeah, and that's Jeff Bridges. The baby doll's head was Jeff Bridges. Don't look that way to Jeff Bridges. And was like, what the heck? Because all they could watch was Starman. But the one thing that was really interesting was the dynamic between Benny, who's the kid, and the uncle.
Yeah.
Because I saw a lot of parallels there between those two and how their relationship grew as the movie went along. So I do agree that the story ended up being the best part of the movie for me.
Yeah, I agree.
But otherwise, yeah, this was not something I cared for. I didn't like the movie. However, Aunt Lucy was hot.
Yeah, she was,
and she was very beautiful. And I added a point to visual for that.
Pretty sure that's cheating.
I might be cheating a little bit, but she deserved it.
But I also like the story of Fry Bread and her dad. How she thought her dad was
right, which they didn't give enough of that. I wanted more of that story.
But she saw him as this great person.
Right.
Like my dad said this. What's up, Bill?
What's up, Bill? Bill is over on your channel.
But then when it was who broke her down and then like made her cry, who said it? Who yelled at her?
Benny did.
Oh,
it was Benny.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was Benny because she blurted out something about her parents, his parents, and that made him mad. And he blurted out,
"Oh, okay,
what was up with her dad?" And then she walked out, and they were like, "Dude, you need to fix that." But
right, yeah.
And then
I liked that. I liked that her innocence. I guess that's what I liked. She was innocent. Oblivious to the way her dad was.
I don't know if she was oblivious, but she refused.
Yeah.
She refused to think that her dad was less.
Yeah.
Which is what everyone else thought.
Yeah.
And I mean, I hope that's the way all kids view their dads, but it doesn't always happen that way. But I liked how Benny grew, as a person and as an actor as the movie went along. But yeah, it just the whole beginning of it just turned me off right away. I was very disappointed. But I mean, I made it through the rest of the movie.
And it's not long either.
No, it's not long. I think it's just
90 minutes, I think.
I think it's like an hour and 20 or something like that.
Yeah. It's not very long. I think this is worth a one-time watch, but that's just me. I won't watch it again by any means. I'm just saying I think you should check it out.
Yeah. Hour and 23 minutes. I'm going to read the synopsis. As two adolescent Navajo cousins from different worlds bond during a summer herding sheep on their grandmother's ranch in Arizona while learning more about this family's past and themselves. So yeah, I mean, as far as the story goes, yeah, I think it's worth a one-time watch. I will never look for this on the physical. I probably will never watch this again.
I won't watch it again.
I didn't like it, but there are good points that that is worth watching here. So yeah, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, no, I threw up in my mouth at the beginning. I was not happy. As the movie went along, it got better. So
yeah.
I do enjoy coming of age movies. It's kind of nice to see the Native Americans tell the world from their perspective. I agree with that.
Yeah,
and that's
100%.
Like I said, that's the best thing about this movie is you get to see this different perspective. And I just don't think the acting was there. I liked how everybody looked in the movie, but yeah, I think the best actor was the uncle. Maybe the grandma, but you never really understood what the grandma was saying. But speaking Navajo the whole time.
I think the part of this I liked because I'm not in Native American, Mexican, and we always stayed at the summertime at my grandma's, so I can identify hanging out with my cousins all summer long. And I think maybe that's why I like it too, because it's kind of identifiable for me. Okay.
Well, yeah. See, that's that brings a certain element to it. Yes, a certain familiarity, and that's cool. But
because the grandma reminded me just a little bit of my grandma. She speaks Spanish a little bit like that. What the fuck you saying, grandma? It's a little bit nuts.
Grandma, do you see? There's no.
Yeah.
Happening. My grandma was as white as they come. Every once in a while, she'd speak German. But that was only when she was really mad. So I'm pretty sure she was cussing me out.
I think all grandmas cuss their grandsons out.
All grandmas cuss their kids out, or they make you go cut a switch so they can beat you. But let's go to our highlights on Fry Bread Face and Me coming in 4th this week. So Rich, you've got 8s for ending story, and that's it, plus 7s for direction, genre, and subgenre. Because pretty much this is an observational drama. So this is it's drama and it's looking at a family element and what's going on. I gave an 8 to the story. I gave 7 to the ending, 7 to sound, and 7 to genre. I enjoyed the Native American music in there. The really high-pitched Navajo screaming stuff and how they had that on the radio. And then you had Starman playing like 30 or 40 times. But yeah, like I said, it's got its good points and bad points. This is not something that I enjoyed, but I think it's something that's worth seeing.
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
On Netflix, you guys. It's called Fry Bread and Me. Let's go to our final scores on it because the critics loved it, but it checks the boxes.
I'm interested now.
So let's take a look at our final scores on Fry Bread, Face, and Me.
Oh, wow.
IMDb is giving this a 7.2. Rotten Tomatoes critics score 96%, 8 reviews on that. 86% audience score, and that was 50 plus reviews. Rich, you gave it a 60. I gave it a 53 for a total average score of 56.5.
There's no way it's not that damn good.
No, it's not that damn good. Like I said, it checks the boxes.
Yeah, it does.
Indigenous, it's got kids. It's got he goes, I don't know if Aunt Lucy's got hairy armpits, but
oh, that's fun. I died laughing when they did that.
It was funny because she's and I'm like, what's that mean? And that's what the kid says. It means she's lesbian. Well, what's this? Well, she has hairy armpits. Like, lesbians have hairy armpits. That's an interesting take. But yeah, aside from the low score, I don't think it's worth. It's not an Oscar winning thing. I just think it's a cool little story, something that you probably have not seen before.
It's a little indie movie,
and a little hint into the indigenous culture, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
All right, moving right along. What do you think is our third place?
Let me pull up my scores again. I'm just going by what I got. Okay. I am going to go with Butcher's Crossing.
Interesting. All right, let's take a look at our third place movie coming in this week.
I recall you saying that becoming a lawyer would only crush your soul.
Yeah, it has.
I'm running a business, and right now that business is getting a journalist and Annetta Paldonia.
No.
It's a one-off.
No, and no. Who's a journalist?
Oh, my God.
Oh, color me impressed, Mr. Petit. Not petit at all.
I forgot.
All right. So Freelance comes in third this week, you guys, and this is John Cena and Allison Brie.
Oh, she's so sexy.
She's very cute in this movie. And basically, John Cena is like a Navy SEAL Delta Force dude whose whole squad gets killed, and then he gets basically put out to pasture because he has back surgery. And one of his buddies hires him to do this contract work in the country where his guys died.
This was way better. I won't say way better.
Did she have dreads under her armpits? Nobody knows, caveman. It was they never showed it. They just believe that's
Yeah, I did too, caveman. This was a surprise.
This was fun. This was a mystery movie for me. We're sitting there watching it in the beginning, and of course he's narrating in the beginning, and you don't see him. And so I'm listening to it, and I'm like, I think that's John. And my wife's like, no, that's not John. I'm like, I'm telling you, that's John. And then sure enough, like, oh, dude, it's John. So, look, I'm gonna say this movie is not great.
It's not, but it's fun.
But it's fun.
Yeah.
It's got good action. It's funny. It's basically, so I'm going to read the synopsis. It says, ex-Special Forces operative takes a job to provide security for a journalist as she interviews a dictator. But when a military coup breaks out in the middle of the interview, they are forced to escape into the jungle. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing that really sticks out as great about this movie, but from start to finish, there's really no lag. It doesn't slow down. There's funny parts, you got funny parts with him and his family and what he's doing. And then you got funny parts when he ends up in that other country with the girl and, and the dictator. And then there's something with the dictator and that country that's going on. Yeah. That's really interesting and kind of, almost the reason why he's there, because, there's a reason why he's the one who's there. and that made it kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Funny action, entertaining. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
I think this is worth seeing at least once. If you like a funny action movie, I would say check this out.
Yeah, I think this is watchable. Now it's video on demand on Vudu or Amazon Prime to rent.
Anywhere where you can rent.
The physical release date for this is going to be March 12th. So that's when it's coming out to Blu-ray, and it's probably not a day one buy, but I'll probably get it.
I think I would get it if it was under $10.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of under $10 or around $10, Best Buy. Everybody knows Best Buy's getting rid of the movies. They had some pretty good deals on some 4Ks, like around $10, $11. So I picked up about 5 of them. Actually, about 7 movies yesterday. So I look forward to get those.
Yeah, I ordered 2 on Best Buy, and see what they got in the store as they're
Best Buy.
Yeah,
kind of sad to see them go. I mean, they're not going anywhere.
They're not going. They're just getting rid of their movies, which I think it's ridiculous. But yeah, that's just going to give me. I'm gonna, pay off that card, close the account, because that was the only thing I bought there was movies.
Yeah, me too.
So I think that's silly.
Anyway, I didn't mean to digress.
That's okay. Go ahead.
No, that was it.
Yeah. Anyway, this is like I said, I think this is worth a watch. Interesting. It's fun. It's got a lot of good stuff. It's got some hokey bits too, because it's John Cena. John Cena is the star, so it's not an Oscar thing. But Kima says the dictator reminded me of Richard Dreyfuss, where he played a replacement dictator. Yeah, I think I remember that.
I don't.
But I like the dictator was more than he seemed.
Yeah.
And that was kind of cool as you learn more about him, where he's from, because he goes to his
village,
childhood village, and everybody loves him there, even though the country is against him because they think he's a dictator, but there's a whole reason for that.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, this is worth a watch. It's not something, I don't know if I would recommend paying money for it, but
it'll end up somewhere.
Yeah, it'll end up somewhere on streaming for free if you got the service. I think it's like $5.99 to rent on Prime or something like that.
Yeah,
I don't know how much it was.
If you got gift cards for Christmas, do check it out.
Or like Corey. Corey had a whole bunch of stuff saved up. He was.
Dude, I love Corey. Corey's fucking awesome. I just want to say, I like Corey.
Yeah, Corey's cool. All right, so let's talk about our highlights for Freelance coming in third place, you guys. So Rich, you have a 9 for cast.
Yeah.
And you have an 8 for genre. So I have the genre as action and the subgenre as comedy. And then you have 7s for acting, ending, story, visuals, direction, and subgenre. I have 7s for cast, ending, story, and subgenre, and then 6 for acting, visuals, direction, sound, and genre. So this is one where the critics really shit on. Let's go to our final numbers.
I don't blame them.
I don't blame them either. This is something the critics would be like, no. And in fact, the first couple of weeks that it was in the theater, it had a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was 0. But it's a little bit higher now. So let's take a look at the final scores on Freelance coming in third place. IMDb is giving this a 5.4. Rotten Tomatoes critic score 6%. Audience score 77%. Rich, you gave it a 69. I gave it a 63 for a total average score of 66.
Yeah. It's better than 6%.
It is.
It is.
But I think critics are just hating on John Cena. I just think that.
I mean, you can't really blame him. I mean, outside of Peacemaker. What has he done? That's great. Nothing.
That's great.
Yeah, nothing. At least to me. I mean, all acting and movies are subjective, but you can't convince me any of his other roles. He's done great in.
Yeah. No, you can't. No. That's not. But these are, these are all really close. The top three are all pretty close. So it could be, depending on our scores, it could have been interchanged, and Freelance would have been number one. In fact, Freelance was number one until I watched Butcher's Crossing. Well, no, I watched Headliners Only, and then I got your score for Butcher's Crossing.
Yeah, because I forgot one.
Because you forgot the acting score, and that changed.
I haven't done that in a while.
Otherwise, it was Freelance was the top one this week. All right, so Moon over Parador, yes, I do remember that.
I have never seen that.
I
like Guy. Right. He picks these movies that I would never go out of my way to watch. Like when he did his High Five, those were interesting. I would have never watched, especially that Gary Shandling one. I mean, I had fun with that movie, and I was like, "There's no way I'm going to like this fucking movie." I ended up liking it.
All right. So, what do you think comes in at number 2?
I am going to go with Headliners.
Headliners. All right. Our number 2 movie this week is...
First real comedic star that I had a conversation with was Chris Rock. Chris embraced me as a young comic.
When you see someone else who has potential, you want them to be better.
Wait, was I famous and you had a regular job?
I was working as a shoe salesman.
That is amazing.
So yeah, it's Kevin Hart and Chris Rock, Headliners Only. This is on Netflix, you guys. And basically it's a documentary about the two of them coming together to do a show at Madison Square Garden.
Well, they toured. They toured.
They did a few locations, but the main thing was for them to work on their stuff and then get to Madison Square Garden where they were going to do their big show.
There was nothing new here, really.
No, it was fun to watch.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it.
Chris Rock.
I love Chris Rock too. I found myself wanting to get that stand-up though. I wanted to see that show, not just a documentary about the show. Yeah. I did like that the information. I mean, basically they were just kind of buttering each other's muffin through the whole documentary.
Yeah.
Where oh, you're the best, and oh, you're the best, and
talking about their egos, checking their egos.
I was like, okay, they're doing a Dutch rudder or whatever, but when it came down to it, then they had, Dave Chappelle was on there.
I love that. I love Dave Chappelle.
That was cool. They had a lot of people on here talking about, Tiffany Haddish and Jerry Seinfeld and, all these guys, all the classic guys and then all the new guys. So you have Bill Burr was on there talking and stuff like that. So you could see the group that each comedian kind of came up with. And that was kind of neat.
One thing I like about Chris Rock, he never pussed out.
No.
Like Eddie Murphy did. That's what annoys me about Eddie Murphy. He just turned into a pussy. I mean, I love comedy, mean comedy where you make fun of people but you're laughing at the same time. I like offensive comedy. And Eddie Murphy turned into Candy Cane Lane. But Chris Rock, he still did like kid movies and stuff, but his stand-up never changed. He was still offensive and making fun of people, and that's what I like.
Yeah. Harrison says my kind of movie. Love a lot of those comedians. Yeah. No, it was good. It was interesting, but nothing really stood out. That was
nothing new.
patting each other on the back. I like the information about In Living Color and Kings of Comedy. Kings of Comedy was interesting because you also had D.L. Hughley and the Entertainer from Kings of Comedy that they were talking about stuff. Yeah. And that was interesting because Kings of Comedy came together and then they broke up. They had like a major falling out over something. And they talked briefly about that, but they had those two from Kings of Comedy talking about their show and talking about Chris Rock and Kevin Hart and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, what kind of cracked me up, and I'm like, they were like, okay, Kevin Hart's like, I'm going to bring back Kings of Comedy. And I'm like, okay, well, you're going to need 2 more people. You want to do that, it can't just be you and Chris Rock, because that's a duet. That's not a quartet. That's not Kings of Comedy. You know, bring 2 more guys, and then you've got something major going on.
Yeah. And it's Chappelle.
You know, they had Chappelle. They had Chris Rock's brother, or no, was it Chris Rock's brother?
Yes, Chris Rock's brother.
Yeah. Yeah,
him. Dave Chappelle has a new special out on Netflix. I'm looking forward to watching that one.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Bernie Mac.
Yeah.
I completely agree with it. I read Kevin Hart's book. Let me explain. It was enjoyable. So okay. I was gonna make a joke, but I won't. Because I was like, let me explain. What are you explaining? Oh, that was the name of the book. Got it. So I did do the joke.
You did do the joke.
I did do the joke, but that's why I'm not a stand-up comedian. But you know, this was good for what it was. I can't, you know, I think it's worth a watch. I don't.
Most definitely.
Yeah, it was kind of cool. I liked how, you know, they're sitting there having lunch, and then Chris Rock just spends 10 minutes bitching about a watermelon salad. And why you gotta give me a watermelon salad?
Yeah, I laughed. It made me laugh.
Yeah, and I'm just like, and Kevin's like, I think that's just what they brought out. It's not. He's just like, really? They got to give a black man a watermelon salad.
Yeah, I laughed. I mean,
it was like, okay, you know, and he's making light of it, but it's funny.
And he was wearing a St. Louis Cardinal hat in that. So Nate, if you're watching, haha, he was wearing that. He's from New York, isn't he? Isn't he from New York? Chris Rock?
No.
I don't know, but he was wearing a Cardinal hat, so suck it.
Suck it. Well, yeah, because I think he's from the Bronx, right?
Yeah, I thought.
Yeah, he was like, when I performed in New York, I just had to take the subway. I just took the bus or whatever.
That's right.
From the Bronx to Manhattan or whatever, and did the shows and then went back home. He didn't have to go across country. I was already in New York doing stuff.
Yeah, and I also liked when he said, "Don't follow me. You're gonna people."
People are
at the beginning, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was like, when people follow me with cameras, then they know I'm famous.
Yeah, don't follow me.
Don't follow me with cameras.
I like that.
Yeah.
But,
you know, I liked it when he's like, the first thing I do when I go on tour is I check to see where Kevin's shows are, because I don't want to get squashed by Kevin.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, it was fun. It was neat. I liked it. It's got a lot of good points. I mean, I wanted more of the stand-up routine, or I wanted to actually see the stand-up routine or parts of it after. Like, give me the documentary and then give me that Madison Square Garden show. That would have been awesome.
Yeah. That
would have been great.
Yeah.
Good evening. I see the channel rebrand. Searching for 4K Lowdown still works. Yes. Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate that. And I'm glad that still works. So yeah, you guys, so we've rebranded the 4K Lowdown channel as the Faces for Radio. But you can still go to youtube.com/the 4K Lowdown and it'll take you to the channel. However, it is also under @Faces 4 Radio. You can get it either way. I made sure that we still have that access if someone's looking for the 4K Lowdown.
Yeah. But from here on out, you'll be seeing. We're not even supposed to watch this today. The Kevin Smith show that I do with Adam is going to be on the Faces for Radio, and Comic Talk is going to be on the Faces for Radio channel going forward.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna start merging our live shows.
And you can still find them over on my channel too.
Still get them on his channel. Still,
but this will be the main focus.
Yeah, you can get everything on this channel, on the Faces for Radio channel, and then likewise, all of that is going to end up on Spotify.
Yeah. So stick with us. We're looking forward to 2024.
We are. Speaking of Spotify, let's talk about them. Spotify for Podcasting takes the audio portion of our live stream. They sponsor us and they link us to Spotify and other podcast sites like, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Pocket Cast, Castbox, Radio Public, and Google Podcasts. They do it all for free. They give us sponsors. And then when we get a number, I think over 100 followers, they start to give us more sponsors. So if you guys haven't already, please go over to the Faces for Radio podcast on Spotify, give us a follow, and then you can listen to us on any platform you want. Or even if you don't, as long as you're following us, then the sponsors can come. So if you
share us too.
Yeah,
we're into share
us. So. Put it on there. When I upload the episodes to Spotify, I always share it on the Facebook page, which is still the 4K Lowdown. There is a Faces for Radio Facebook page that is in the description. The link is there. So if you guys want to follow us there, you can.
I need to work on that more. I always forget about it.
Me too. We haven't done much with it, but right now we have one follower.
Yeah.
On the Faces for Radio Facebook
but our
page.
Instagram page we're active on. I need to upload last week's and this week's. When you give it, I totally forgot. We're kind of busy, so follow. Make sure you guys hit the Faces for Radio Instagram page because all our schedules are on there by the numbers, and sometimes by the numbers will change just because, like this week,
sometimes we have to change the card, but it's
But our high five schedule's up there. So hit the Faces for Radio Instagram page. Give it a like, please.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah. Speaking of which, we got a couple of high fives booked. Guy is there, and Stacy is coming on
awesome.
to do one of our high fives. So that's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I can't wait. Especially have Guy back on here.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome to have Guy, and he jumped on the coming of age movie, so he's in. So, awesome. So Guy, will welcome Guy back for that.
Yeah,
and
make it a blockbuster night.
Yeah,
Stacy. Oh, he's such a nice guy.
Yeah, no, he's really cool. He says, "Oh, dude, I want to do it," and I'm like, "Cool."
Which one's he doing?
I gotta double check. But yeah, he wants to come on the by the numbers with us, but but because it's Wednesdays he works, so we can't do that.
He said hopefully in the summer he'd be able to join.
Yeah, I think he said after April, maybe
or something like that.
Mid-April, May, June, and July. And I'm trying to remember because I know he put it on here.
I'm looking forward to that.
Vacation movies. So he's doing April. He's doing the vacation movies in April, so that's going to be fun. So, guys, there's still, I think, May and June left, or no?
We got January, February.
We have the June one, and then we have March, which is the Oscar ones. We have those 2 months left for up to the first half of the year, and then we'll start coming up with themes for the second half of the year. So you guys, if you want to get in there, if not, just once we get to probably about March or April, we'll do the rest of our themes for the end of the year, and you can jump in on any one of those.
But we got some cool. We got Movie Buff Grant coming on January for kid movies.
I keep having to move that around, and Grant's been really good about it, but right now that's going to be on the 25th. At 7 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Central Time, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, where we're going to talk about family-friendly movies is our theme, and Grant's picked a whole bunch of them, and with the stipulation that my granddaughter Piper is on the show, so I've got her a headset and microphone set up, so we're gonna get her on the show and have a good time. I think that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Our little mascot.
Yeah, our little mascot, my little cameo. She's been gone for a couple weeks. I totally missed her. Dylan's in the house. Del? I appreciate
right in time for number one.
Right in time for our number one movie. Let's take a look at our number one movie for this week.
Dear Father, I decided to leave Harvard and travel west. I hope to find a stronger purpose and more meaning in my life.
What can I do for you?
I would like to go on a hunt.
All right, so our number one movie this week is called Butcher's Crossing, you guys.
Yeah. This was interesting.
Yeah, this is a deep movie.
Yeah. And I didn't think I was gonna like it because of Nick Cage. Hey, leave it alone. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, tell those pussies what's up.
Yeah, my pussy's playing with my balls.
I hate it when that happens. Actually, no, I don't.
But being a Nick Cage movie, son of a bitch. I didn't think I was gonna like this, but man, he's actually really good in this.
He's good. Yeah, he's really good in this. And this movie is, I think this came out like 15 years too late because the subject matter is tough. This is a rough movie.
Mm-hmm.
And because I'm going to read the synopsis on it. It says, an Ivy League dropout travels to the Colorado wilderness where he joins a team of buffalo hunters on a journey that puts his life and sanity at risk, based on the highly acclaimed novel by John Williams. And yeah. Oh, yeah. Brian says, hey, Dell, still another movie. I see how it did. I'll see how it did on the replay, but I enjoyed Headliners Only. Yeah, that was good. And that was our number 2 movie this week. But yeah, everybody's saying, hey, Dell,
I
Dell's
love our
awesome.
community, man.
Always happy to have Dell on, even if it's just for a few minutes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got to say this. I loved the scenery here.
Yes.
I loved the filming. Yeah. It was just these epic just mountains and valleys and the buffalo, and it was really cool to see.
Did you have issues with the audio when you were watching it?
No.
I had issues. I thought I jacked up my receiver because it was coming on all my rears. The vocals were coming out of my rear speakers. I was like, why does it sound so weird? So I couldn't figure it out. I put another movie on thinking, okay, but that played fine. But anytime I went back to this movie, my speakers were all jacked up. So I had to put my earbuds in, my AirPods in to watch it.
Oh, well, that might be because I wore my headphones. I had my wireless headphones when I watched the movie. So I didn't because my wife was asleep, so I had my wireless headphones in. So yeah, that's probably why it didn't affect me. But yeah, this movie is it's so rough. It's really there are points where it's difficult to watch.
Yeah,
because
especially when you get that nut sack.
Yeah, when you get the balls.
Mm-hmm.
It's good eating.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I don't like animal cruelty.
No. And that was tough. That was the tough part for me. But I mean, it's also part of history. We absolutely did this,
and I like that they touched on that. At the end.
Yeah,
I always like that when they touch on the reality of it.
Yeah,
yeah.
But and speaking of end, you're like, they're going through all this. They go through hell to try to get to this giant herd. And then they get there, and then they catch hell trying to get back. And then what happens at the end? And I'm not going to spoil it for anybody.
Yeah, don't spoil it.
But at the end, it's like shit.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
I wondered at times what the hell I was watching. I did enjoy it.
Yeah.
We'll watch it again. Dude, I was really surprised by it.
Me too.
I didn't think. I mean, I think it's quality work. I really think that it was really well done. I just, the problem with the animal cruelty, and I loved what they said at the end, because the whole thing was filmed on a buffalo ranch in Montana, and that, of course, none of the animals were harmed, and it was, everything was purposefully done.
They did it on a reservation, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a buffalo preserve where they actually have it. They talk about how that we were down to like 300.
There's
buffalo.
a scene in there I really like. I think it's my favorite shot. Is it's snowing and he's hallucinating, and he sees the buffalo standing between the trees, and it's kind of snow on him, and I was like, oh, that's a beautiful shot.
Yeah. Now, yeah, there were some great shots in this movie. So
even the animal cruelty scenes looked real. It didn't look fake at all.
No, I don't know who did the practical effects, but it was amazing. It looked like they were being skinned. It looked like they were actually skinning a buffalo, and and then they were like, okay, you need, here's the liver, you're going to need this because we're going to get sick because of what they were doing.
Yeah.
And then you deal with that, and just the insanity, how that mentally they were unraveling while they were there. And dude, and it actually is partially labeled as a horror movie.
Is it really?
Yeah, I mean, not on IMDb, but it's referred to as a horror Western. I do think there are horrible scenes in here, but it's a drama.
Yeah,
it's a drama, and I have a drama for the subgenre as Western.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is not your typical Western. It's not gunfighting. There's no.
I mean, there is guns, but
there's guns, but there's no high noon draws, or there's no outlaws or robbing banks or anything like that. It's just but yeah, it was really good. I liked it. I don't know if I'd see it again.
No, I don't think I would.
I don't think I'd watch it again. I know Caveman was talking about that he would watch it again. I think if there's something like, okay, I want to go through this again to, because I might have missed something, or to kind of figure out what it's about, but yeah, I think the subject matter is something to where I don't want to watch it again because of the animal cruelty and all that kind of stuff. Even though I know they didn't actually do it, but they did it during that time. In the 1800s, that was huge. They just killed buffalo for sport. It wasn't anything about, like what the indigenous do, or what they did was they traveled with the buffalo, and they would kill one at a time and use every bit of the buffalo for the tribe. And, that's why the buffalo, there were like, I guess at one point there was like 50 million.
Yeah.
Your pussy is talking, bro.
Yeah, it is. My pussy's going crazy. But just relax. Every time she's quiet.
Says, do you know why they were going to get sick? Yeah, because gutting those animals, you're getting into the intestines and all that kind of stuff, and it's just nothing but toxic. So it was going to make you sick, and the only way to survive that, because they were going to be gutting so many buffalo, is that they had to eat the liver, because the liver has the healing property. So it was the only thing that was going to save them.
But is this our first #1 from a VOD movie?
Probably.
I'm thinking it is.
Yeah.
That's a first for us.
Yeah.
Even the ending shot, because we keep going back to the visuals of what Nick Cage is doing. I thought that was shot really well at the very end.
With the town and what he did.
Yeah.
I think that was shot really well. The use of the fire there as the lighting was really cool.
Yeah, great cinematography on this movie.
Yeah, no, it's tremendous cinematography, bro. All right, let's go to our highlights on it. Let's see. You have 8 for visuals, 8 for genre, 8 for subgenre. You have 7s for acting, story, and direction. I have a 10 for visuals. And then I have 8s for acting, ending, story, direction, and genre. But yeah, dude, this was good. I like this. I don't think it's for everybody, but I think it's worth a watch.
Definitely. Again, this is on VOD, video on demand, iTunes, Vudu, Amazon Prime, Google Play, anywhere you can rent a movie digitally, it's there.
Yeah, but it's $5.99 to rent on Prime, you guys. So if you get a chance to watch it, you can. It's out on physical.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But I think it was only released to DVD. I don't think they have any other formats.
Yeah.
So I didn't buy it. I was like, I only see the DVD here, so I'm not going to get it. And I think I'm okay with that. I don't think I want to own this. I think,
but you'll own Incision.
Excision's good, bro. You don't know.
I know. I've seen it.
But I mean that was a blind buy. I mean, hindsight, I probably wouldn't own that. But that was like something I just grabbed from Blockbuster or Hollywood Video, and I liked it. But I think I haven't seen it too many times. That's not something I'm gonna watch with my mother-in-law. No, that's not.
You should.
I should. Well, she made me watch Magic Mike.
But I like Magic Mike. Magic Mike's not a bad movie.
No, Magic Mike's fine. It's just my mother-in-law asks questions, and it makes it uncomfortable.
She's got needs too, man. She's got needs.
She's got needs too. All right, let's go to our final scores on Butcher's Crossing, coming in first place, you guys. IMDb is giving this a 5.7. Rotten Tomatoes critics score 74%. Audience score 47. Rich, you gave it a 65. I gave it a 71 for a total average score of 68. Taking our top spot tonight. I think that's good. I'm a little disappointed that we didn't have anything over like a 75 for our.
January actually is not a good month.
January is a tough month, bro.
It is.
I mean, we've got a couple coming up next week. Speaking of which, since we're done, what have we got coming up next week?
We have Hell Camp, a teen nightmare Netflix documentary. Naga on Netflix. The Holdovers, which is on VOD. I think it's on physical and it's on Peacock.
It's on Peacock right now, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man. I've seen it already. I absolutely love this movie. I hope everyone gets a chance to watch this movie with us. Then we got Saltburn on Prime.
Saltburn.
And Ferrari.
And Iron Claw.
Oh, yeah. Iron Claw. But do you want to take Ferrari out?
Nope. Well, if you want to. I mean, I'm going to see Ferrari on Tuesday.
Okay.
So I'll be able to do it. If you can do it, I can do it.
Yeah. I'm hopefully to get to the theater and get to see some movie.
Yeah. Oh, says wide gap between critics and audience. Yeah. And I think because of the animal cruelty, I think the audience turned their nose up at it.
Yeah.
That's why I said I think it was released too late. If they released this like years ago, when we weren't in the society that we are today, that I think it would be more appreciated.
Because Nick Cage's performance in this is really good. I think
he did a good job. What's up, Tiana? Good to see you.
His performance is better than the one where he plays himself.
Oh no, you didn't find us. So I'm so sorry. But yeah, so we rebranded to the Faces for Radio. So that's where we are now. I'm glad you did find us though.
Yeah, we appreciate you, Tiana, for looking for us.
Yeah. The cap on Freelance was insane. Yeah. The critics was 6%, audience 77%. Yeah. It's a 71% swing. But
yeah, again, go to Faces for Radio's Instagram page where you can see I got all of January's up there, and we got our high fives schedule up there.
Yeah. Yeah. So guys, just so you know, so the 4K Lowdown's YouTube channel has rebranded to the Faces for Radio. So you can find it at Faces for the number 4 Radio, or you can still go to youtube.com/the 4K Lowdown, LOWEDOWN, and it'll still take you to the same page. But we have rebranded to the Faces for Radio. Just to, to keep us connected to Spotify and all that kind of stuff. I figured we'd just go through it that way. So look for more changes to come. We're going to be adding more shows, Rich's channel over to this. And
the Faces for Radio YouTube, it will be the homepage for all our content, but you'll still be able to find Dave's town halls and all that stuff on his channel. And then you'll still be able to find my Kevin Smith show, our Kevin Smith show, and Comic Talk still stream on my channel, but it will be the main focus will be Faces for Radio.
Thank you, Tiana.
We appreciate you, Tiana.
But yeah, we thought it would be a good idea to start folding everything into Faces for Radio, since we've named ourselves. Now we're rebranding, and then we're just moving forward that way.
And we're excited for 2024.
Yeah, we certainly are. I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be a great year. But yeah, this month, I mean, aside from the stuff we're going to see in the theater, it's not tough. It's tough. We're not quite ready for the Oscar nominations to come out. Yeah. Once those come out, I think we'll get a lot more movies that we can watch. But I think we've watched a lot of movies that are I think we've already covered stuff.
I think most of them we've probably already covered, except for the late December ones that haven't came out yet. Like we still have to see is it Poor Things, Ferrari, Iron Claw, American Fiction, which I'm really looking forward to seeing American Fiction.
Yeah, I've seen that. I seen American Fiction. I saw Iron Claw last night.
Oh, you saw American Fiction?
Yeah, I saw. It was a mystery movie.
Oh, what? Really?
Yeah, I saw it like a month ago.
Oh wow, was it good?
Yeah, it was good. I liked it.
Oh, good. I'm excited to see that.
It actually almost made my nomination.
Did it?
Lowdown for the awards.
Oh, speaking of which, tomorrow night at 9 Central, and I don't know the other times. I'll let Dave fill that in. We're going live on my Instagram channel. On my Instagram channel for the Geeks. How do you say it?
The Geeks with Faces for Radio Awards.
Yeah, our nomination show. We're going to be on Instagram. We're going to throw our nominations out for all these categories. So join us at 9 Central on my Instagram page, TurnerFan77. We'll have Nate and Alex from Geeks and Flicks.
Yeah, we're going to be on there. We're going to go through the categories. We're going to get our nominations in for the show. And then immediately following that, we're going to go on live on the Faces for Radio channel, where we're going to do our best and worst of 2023, where we're going to look at scores only, and we're going to talk about our top 10 by score and our lowest 5 movies. And that, I think that's going to be fun. We're just going to throw that out. We're going to talk about stuff, and that's going to be a lot of fun. And that's immediately following the nomination show. I have it scheduled for 9 p.m. Pacific, which is 11 Central, midnight Eastern time, but we will go earlier if we can.
Yeah.
So if we get done by 8:30 my time, then we're going to jump on right away. And then we're just going to have fun.
Yeah. No homework. Dave did all the homework because we've already scored all the movies.
Yep.
I don't know what they are.
Movies, I already list them. You got a bunch of ties, but we're just gonna go through that, and and I've got a bunch of ties. Interesting though. It was interesting our scores. I mean, a lot of the movies are pretty much the same. There are a few outliers where you have, I mean, our scores are pretty much different, but as far as our order goes, there's a lot of similarities. So that's really cool. Speaking of cool, how you doing,
Evan?
Evan finally jumps in right at the end of the show.
Yeah.
So now that Evan's here, we'll it's already pulling in the end. But I think that's it. So you guys definitely check us out on Instagram tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Pacific, 9 Central, 10 Eastern, for the Geeks for Faces for Radio Awards. That's a nomination show where we're going to go through the categories. We're each going to nominate a movie, and it's going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be 4 of us on. We're just going to have a blast. And then immediately after that, for the best and worst of 2023.
Yeah.
Best way. Don't have to hear Rich's ratings. All right. So what do you think, bro?
I'm good to go. Let's go. So we can get tomorrow and talk about our nominations. I'm excited for that.
Me too.
I'm interested to see what Alex is going to pick. I wonder how many times he's going to pick the same.
I'm interested in seeing how many times he's going to pick.
It could be Dungeons and Dragons. He's going to pick.
It's going to be Dungeons and Dragons or John Wick 4. It's going to be like multiple picks for that. Favorite drama, John Wick 4. I mean, wait.
I forgot about John Wick 4. Actually, I didn't have it listed anything yet.
All right. On that note, for Rich and myself, I want to say thank you so much. Happy New Year, everybody. We really appreciate you sticking with us. We've got another year of stuff. This is going to be a blast. I'm really looking forward to this stuff.
Me too.
Until next time, we'll see you next week or hopefully tomorrow.
Hopefully tomorrow, guys.
Hopefully tomorrow on Instagram, and then on our channel later on tomorrow night for our best and worst.
Yeah.
But next week for By the Numbers 52, where we're going to look at Iron Claw and Ferrari and Saltburn and all kinds of other good stuff. But
thank you, Caveman.
Thanks, Caveman. Appreciate it.
We appreciate everybody.
Yeah, we appreciate everybody hanging out. So we're gonna say, good night. God bless. Have fun. Watch some movies, and we'll see you next time on the Faces for Radio podcast.
See you guys.